guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be answering your questions that you asked me on my community tab here on my YouTube channel. Usually when I do Q&As, I will take questions from Instagram, but actually some of you asked me if I could post it on the community tab, and I did, and you guys delivered with a whole bunch of really good questions. So these questions are from about a week ago. I was sick and just sounded really gross and congested, which is why I'm barely filming this video now, but I'm so excited to answer your questions. So I have them here on my phone. I've looked at a little bit of them, but honestly not all of them, so we're just going to just get right into the video. But if you would like to be featured in my next Q&A, make sure that you are subscribed, you thumbs up this video, and also turn on my post notifications so next time I do decide to do a Q&A, you will be notified when I post in the community tab, letting you guys know to ask me some questions. But the first question I have is, how long/hard was your process of finding a Black female therapist? Any resources, tips, or advice? So when I decided I wanted to see a therapist, I would say it took me about 2 to 3 weeks to find one. What I did is I just went on sexuality.com and I searched my city, my area, put in my insurance, and then I put like I wanted a female. So after that, I would just look through the list. There wasn't very many like close to me because I really didn't want to have to travel far if I had to actually go to the office for the appointment. But so I did that, and there were just like Black women, and I would click on them specifically, and then if I liked them I would screenshot it. So I ended up with probably like 6 to 8 screenshots of Black women that I liked that I wanted to be my therapist, and then I started calling like each and every one of them. Majority of them did not answer and did not call me back, which I don't really know what the deal is. I don't know if it's because the world we're in right now and they're just like overwhelmed, they're getting a lot of calls and stuff, but I called like every single one. There were a few that like put me on the wait list or whatever, and then finally when I found the one that I'm seeing now, I got an appointment within like 2 days, so that was really good. So honestly, it wasn't too hard to find one. It just took some time to like really get a hold of somebody. But I feel like in my area, it's very diverse around here. So in some cities that aren't as diverse, it might be harder. So my advice is really just to look on Psychology Today. And if there's none in your city, try to look outside of the city. I know it can be hard to commute to go. But if you're just going once a week or once every other week or once a month or whatever, it shouldn't be like that hard to just, drive somewhere. The next question is, what books have you read that you would recommend? That's really hard. I grew up reading books. Like I was the kid that had to read 30 minutes every night, even if it wasn't for school. So I've read a lot of books. That's hard. Let me go grab books. I think I have some. I can't really think of books that I've read before because honestly I've read so many books, like I said. But some books that I've read recently that I highly recommend is the autobiography of Malcolm X, that's told to Alex Haley. This was a really good book. I actually had to read this book for my world religions and beliefs class. Even though it was mandatory, I really did enjoy this book. And then also this book, which I had to read for a class as well. I had to read this for my Interpreting the African Past class, and this is Things Fall Apart by Chinwe Achebe. I hope I'm probably butchering that, but this was a really good book as well. This is mainly about during the when like Europeans were invading Africa and like colonizing Africa. So this book was really good. Another book that I recommend, I cannot think of the name of it. I will put it on the screen, but it's about this white man who decided that he wanted to see what life was like to be a black man. So like he made his skin black and he went to like the deep south, I want to say of like Mississippi, and lived as a black man. A lot of people have mixed reviews about that book, but I honestly think it was a really good book. Those are some of the books that I like. Actually, I recently got these two books at Costco the other day with my mom. This one's called Silka's Journey. It's about a girl that was in the concentration camp of Auschwitz, and anyways, she was in the concentration camp, and then the people in the concentration camp like really liked her. They thought she was pretty, whatever, so the guards got to liking her. So then when the concentration camp was liberated, she actually was sent to the Siberian prison camp because they thought that she was like they didn't know she was a victim. Anyway, so it tells the story of that and how she came about that and whatever. So that one really sounds really good. I haven't started reading it yet. And then I also got this one. It's called Stamped from the Beginning by Ibram X Kendi. I hope I'm saying that right. The book looks like this, but basically this is just about it's basically just about African Americans, racism, like from the very beginning, like during slavery, and how ever since then we were always looked at a certain way. So that's basically what this is about. It's a really big book. But this kind of stuff really interests me, so I'm sure it will be very interesting. I will let you know how I like these two books. Sorry I went off on a little tangent about books. Next question is college advice for high school seniors getting ready to apply to college. Wow, high school was so long ago for me, it feels like. My best advice is to be smart when deciding to go to college. Obviously, I don't have all the information about your question, but as some of you might know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I decided to go out of state to go to college. I went to GCU my first year of college, and because of that, I am 30 grand in debt, and I regret going because now I'm in debt, but I don't regret the experience and like what I had learned from, you know, having to be away from home and having to go to that college, and like it taught me a lot. So I don't regret the experience, just the fact that I'm literally 30 grand in debt. But I will say is to be smart with choosing your college. Like, yeah, you might want to go out of state to this really nice college and blah blah blah, but if you're gonna be like this amount of debt at the end of the day, I don't really think it's worth it. Also, if you don't know what you want to do, I really advise going to community college the first 2 years. My mom told me this a million times that I should have done that, which I probably should have listened, because I did change my major 3 times. So if you're not 100% sure on what you want to do with your life, highly recommend doing community college for the first like 2 years and getting your prerequisites out of the way until you decide what you want to do, because that really does save you a lot of money, and then you can honestly go to whatever college you want after that. But I could honestly do a whole video about advice for college seniors, so definitely if you want that, comment down below, because I feel like I have a lot that I could say. The next question is, are you from a biracial background? Whenever I get asked that question, it's always kind of complicated, I feel like, to answer. Obviously you can see I am black, but technically I would say that I am, because my mom is half black and half white, and I was raised around my mom's side of the family, which is my grandma. My grandma is white, so obviously all her family is white. So I was raised with only my white family for most of my life. Obviously, like, I knew my grandpa, which is my mom's dad, he's black, and you know, like, my stepdad is black, and like whatever. But yeah, so basically I was raised in a biracial background, you could say. I am technically a quarter white, but I mean, I don't consider myself like mixed in that way or anything. I am just black. But yeah, I was raised around white people. Next question is, would you consider yourself an introvert? Definitely 100%. But there are times when I would consider myself an introverted extrovert also, because when I am around like other people in social settings, I am an extrovert. Like whenever I'm around like my cousin or something and like we're out and about or something, I feel like I'm the more extroverted person, and I will like just go out and do more things. Like sometimes we'll like be stupid or whatever, and we'll be like, oh, look at that guy over there, blah blah blah, you should go talk to him. But then she wouldn't want to talk to him, but then I'll go up and be like, hey, so my cousin, blah blah blah. Like I'm that type of person. But then when I'm by myself, I'm definitely like an introvert. And yeah, it really just depends on the people, honestly. But at the end of the day, I would say that I am pretty much an introvert. And that same person also asked, are you dating or have any interest right now? Not really. I do have like Tinder, Bumble, and like Hinge. Yes, I have all three. I do not go on all three, I just like have them. No, I don't really talk to anybody. I was kind of like on there a lot trying to look, but like people have always said the more you look, the more you're not gonna find. So I just go on there like when I'm bored and feel like swiping. But no, I honestly feel like I don't really have time right now to be in anything of like a committed relationship. Like my life is just so busy with school, and I ain't got time for that. That same person also asked another question. What do you do in a typical off day? So a typical off day like today, depending on how much work I have to do for college, how many notes I have to take, essays, whatever, I will literally probably spend majority of my day working on that. But if I don't have, you know, a lot of that to do, I will honestly just like watch YouTube videos all day, or I will go hang out with my mom even though she's working, or I will take care of my plants, because as you see I have a lot of plants, so those honestly keep me busy, especially because I have all these propagations and they'll eventually have to be put into soil. But yeah, honestly, on any off day that I have, I will just relax. Like anything that makes me happy, I will just honestly relax. I'll read a book, maybe watch Netflix. I've been watching Handmaid's Tale, love it. I'm literally almost done. Yeah. And the next question is, do you have hobbies outside of plants? I would consider YouTube my hobby because I don't get paid. Like I don't get I do not make a living from YouTube, I'll put it that way. So I do YouTube for the fun of it because it literally does not pay my bills. I get a small amount of money each month from it, but literally nothing that can pay my bills. So I would consider YouTube my hobby because I love doing it. I push out videos for you guys almost every week. Besides YouTube and plants, I don't know if you consider reading a hobby, but I love to read, like I said. I like to go to thrift stores. I don't know if that's a hobby. And I really love trying out new restaurants. Also, don't know if that's a hobby. But those are just some things that I like. And the last question is, what is your sexual orientation? I like guys. I like men. That's about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed hearing the answers to your questions. If you have any more questions, make sure to leave them down below. Follow my social media, which will be on the screen somewhere. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.